All right. Happy weekend. Well, why do I do that? Oh, yeah. Hello, Soup World, not a robot, Blackbird. Oh, trousers a bit. Right. Hello, let's race. Stand. Hello, Nordal. Do do ba do ba do. Right, let's start this off by me listening to this music that kind of inspires me. Yes, it does. Oh yeah, that's too big. How dare. Down in my soul. Ah, no, screw it. Hello, Scully, mate. How you doing? Well, I'll show you where he got to. So I got in the parallax and I started doing. I had some crappy collision code in, and I was going to. Oh well, let's add to the bodge to get it to work. And it was like, that's really silly. It's not worth doing. I'll actually. What I'm going to do first of all now is do the collision correctly, right? So way. Oh, I'm going to listen to that one again. I actually might, just to help clarify myself, I might actually start doing some story GDDs, because I've never really formalised a lot of my ideas, and it's interesting because writing them down is one of those moments where, you know, it's easy to dream about things and go, oh, if I wrote a book, it'd be brilliant. If I wrote some music, it'd be brilliant. But the moment you actually have to start putting stuff down, it makes the abstract become concrete, and it becomes a lot easier to criticise even yourself. You know, if I'm scared of putting my ideas on paper, it's not because someone will steal them. It's probably because the fear is they're rubbish ideas, which they may well be, right? Oh, it wasn't for the official one. Ah, okay. Well, I'll probably change the tile set anyway, because I'm actually kind of curious about you guys trying to make a tile set or something. If I made some music, it'd be brilliant. Probably not so much with music. I think they do it with film. Definitely with film. Oh, yeah. Why did they do that? I could do so much better. Absolutely. You know, I'm totally ignoring the complexities of what goes into the entire production of a film, regardless of whether the story's any good. Yeah, well, I'm of the same thing, right? So let me just think. What are the main story threads I've got? Okay, well, one of them involves two women who are split up and try to save the world. Woohoo! So steampunk setting, and you can. This is the bit that can laugh. Inspired by She music tracks. So this shows like this is what's funny. In fact, writing it down is laughable, right? So this is what's this actual track called? I think this is. That first one. Okay, so this is the chronology of them is a bit different. So this is She Abyss track. So this is let's say character 2, isolated, has some remains of tech built by Char 1, uses them to hold off big battle, big enemy fight. Dies in the process. Very tragic, right? But if I'm enjoying. This is funny. I'll only spend like 10 minutes doing this. Chiptune Memories is the other one, and there's a very good reason why. If I actually started producing this. Oh, sorry, wrong one. This should be album. That's the actual tune called Chiptune Memories. Yeah. So this was the first one. That's weird. Yeah, She Chiptune Memories. I can't remember the name. Ray March, what's the name of this song? Would you play as just one character or both? Both. I'll still put it down as that. You should read. Yeah, because I gather that he does have a story behind the albums. But I've never found where they are. So I did have a look. Yeah, so She Chiptune Memories. So this is the forced recruitment of Char 1 to... do you know what? I'm almost tempted to elaborate, because when I write it down quickly like this, it sounds rubbish. And I'm thinking, oh, in my head, if you add detail, it makes sense, blah, 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 in my head. But... you know, if I want to get anything across, I should be actually doing it. He's a human being. He's a human being. No, he's not. Of Char 1 to travel to the country's base to ward off an impending doom. Char 2 is her friend and sort of bodyguard. They travel to the place. Char 1 helps build spaceships. Char 1 plus Char 2 get close. Alarms go off more frequently. And the base gets evacuated. What's the word? And... all work stops, and as there is no more time, all the spaceship staff are run to their ships. Char 1 is a pilot. Char 2 is prevented from going on the ship. Nothing they can do. Char 2 climbs on hill to watch all the spaceships take off and fly into the distance, including Char 1. And then alarm stops, and Big Silhouette appears on horizon, which is why everyone left. So now that doesn't cover it at all. And in fact, hello Keegan, and is Rob making a new game? So in terms of jumping, so actually, this is something that I've sort of been spending. Like my girlfriend, right? She's pro-feminism, and a reasonable form of it. A very radical, but still something you can get behind. Radical, not as in dangerous, crazy screaming, but very reasonable. But fighting against today's current status towards people like me, middle-class, white, educated guys. It's pretty radical. But I'm with that. And some of that has to do with gameplay styles. So what I was thinking of was, if I ever did something like this, which means I won't. So this is pure made-up stuff. How many planets? 18 quintillion, you say? No. No. You guys are completely missing the gameplay style. But the point is that the two characters would have two different styles of gameplay, right? So you could actually just play one of them because you only like one of the gameplay styles. But anyway, reasonably radical, yes. Not the all men should die radical. No, I'm still alive. I'm still allowed to think. Critical thought is a must. And what was the other tune? So she, Orion. Was it Ride? I think it was. So this is the other piece of music. So Orion, Ride. Okay. This follows Char 1 as she goes into space. Journeys to habitable planet. Takes in all the big sights along the way. Shows her landing and with all the others on the ship setting up a new colony. Now, I won't... Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it badly, but I think there are good things you can do. Feminism is not bad, etc., etc. Yeah. No, let's not go crazy. Let's not go crazy. Yeah, anyway, and I won't bore you with the details, but something tells her that Char 2 is in danger, so she steals a small ship and panicked rushes back. She goes back to the base from this first one, to find it destroyed. Tracks down a cave where other people come out, and take her to a grave where Char 2 is. She be dead, son. Right. So now there's loads of stuff, and what's quite interesting is sort of reading about I don't know, James Damore, what does that mean? Right. And what's interesting about writing, coming up with ideas is like, what's interesting is if you look at script writing and authoring a book, there is a huge body, decades, sometimes hundreds of years worth of study and knowledge gone into it, and it's a pretty refined art now. And you can read a lot of books and they deal a lot with how to progress scenes, how to balance things, how to make interesting characters, how to manage times, cameras. James Damore, Google moment. Yeah, let's not talk about him. And foreshadowing and making things important, you know, all of that sort of stuff, right? Cinematography. And we don't really have that in games. I don't know, maybe I should start reading the game design books. There's a bit of me that is really arrogant and says, oh, it's going to be teaching my grandma to suck eggs, or someone will feel they're overqualified and all of that, and it's not very helpful. But the point is that I know a small bit about films and script writing and stuff, and applying those rules to here. None of this comes across in what I've written here. This looks like garbage, right? But I am kind of hopeful that if I could do it correctly, storyboard and stuff, I've talked about it before, then you would start understanding. So there's foreshadowing from here to this one. So this, even though this is the order I would kind of manufacture these videos, whatever, FMVs, whatever it is, the actual chronology is this is first, that's second, and then that's third. And you know, the things to connect them, and this is the game that would have Teasel in the steampunk little wingsuit with a mechanical leg that shoots lasers, because Teasel is cool. All right, no one ditch the ditch. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. No one diss the Teasel. It'll be pay to win. Yeah. So I'm going to listen to this song again. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. So all of the things like trying to, and this is where music is really good for this. Really evocative, very powerful in a way that other things aren't. Would I prefer crowdfunded? I don't know. I just like money, fame, and sex. Is it too much to ask? Yes, it is. Right. Okay. Well, I'd always thought about being 3D. The thing is, to gain a certain degree of emotional attachment without having 4-hour exposition cutscenes like in something like Final Fantasy VII, 2D is, you struggle a bit. You do struggle a bit. Yeah, Steampunk Teasel, hell yeah. So, like, what am I trying to think? So, let me give... oh, yeah, I hadn't finished writing this one. So, let's go and put that music back on while I think of it. Let's do it again. All right. And use them, hold off bigger. So, that's far too quiet. So, happens before second... well, let's call it video above, right? Chatu on a hill, taking in the calm before the storm, has recovered. So, so about the characters, like character 1 is a tinkerer, an engineer on this home world, right? And it turns out that she's actually done some pretty amazing things, but they start off their home village where they're recruited from. You see right at the start of this video that she's got a box and she puts all her tech in there because she can't carry it all when she has to leave and go to this base. Anyway, has recovered some tech from the original house, right? So she's gone back there and she's got 2 items, one of which is a pair of glasses. Now, what's happened is that these big monsters that kind of appear and take over the planet, right, is they're indestructible. You can shoot them, you can knock bits off of them. They're big, but they will always recover. So they are unstoppable. That's the problem. And it turns out that what's powering them and resurrecting them when they're dead is that there's this power that comes from... It's just an energy form that isn't in the visible spectrum. And Character 1's glasses can allow you to see it because it searches for the correct wavelength. And so Character 2 has kind of guessed this, and you won't know why she's guessed it, but you would find out eventually. But I'm not going to give it away here because it's actually kind of cool. Oh, I just clicked something. Wrong. Gives an excuse to have... Yeah, it's going to be a visual novel, this, with terrible hand-drawn graphics by me. And only done using paint.net. There's a treat for you all. It's a space comedy game. No. Yeah, so has recovered glasses to see the energy. And... oh, dearie me. And some hover boots. You can't beat a bit of hover boots. Anyway, what I didn't say here, and big silhouette appears on the horizon. So there's a bit here. So before that happens, Chatu is seen gathering other remainers, mostly kids and manual labour staff, while everyone else panics, and she leads them to a base, right? Now that's important because these characters that you see crop up here. So when I say tracks down a cave where other people come out and take her to a grave, it's these people that she's seen gathering. So character 2 knows everybody remaining on the planet has been abandoned by these ships that have gone on to save the human race, or whatever race they are. My guesses would be character 2 invented the glasses. Oh, we've got guesses. Spoilers now. Oh no, it'll have all the resolution of Lost, right? Which should clearly inspire each and every one of you to stick with 7 series, followed by massive disappointment. Yes, Ray March, you're right. But every time so that's a valid point, and that's why that was why I prefaced it with the idea of, like, the proof is in the pudding, and this isn't proof, and I know that. But I'd also say, give me a bit of credit. I'm not about to go and write fanfic for what was it? Not 50 Shades of Grey, whatever it was. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? That woman that wrote fanfic for something, and then it became really famous, and I've completely forgotten any concrete details to do with it. Whatever. People are furries, no. It wasn't a fanfic for Sonic, no. Yeah, anyway, and these kids are seeing blah, 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 recovering them. Anyway, this happens before the second video. Drunk devs. Oh, well, this is going to make no sense to anybody who's just joined the stream now. I'm waffling through story, but let me give myself a time limit. Another 5 minutes of talking about this and any other game stories, and I will quit. If only... So, Drunk Devs has a game when people join. What have I got? The Microsoft Solitaire Collection. That's it. That's the best I can show you. Well, I don't even know that. I've not even looked at these before. I can play 5 card games in one app. That's amazing. So I can't give you a game to play. I can only bore you with my tedious voice. But thank you for this. Thank you for the raid. Cheers, drunk devs. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing, because if you're not doing, you're dead and somebody's on your computer. And surprisingly hosting. Why would they do that? I don't know. So that's probably not what's happened. Right. Shall I just shut up on this? Because actually, it's exactly that. This is a really good reason why not having written it down is a bad thing, right? Is because I'm constantly having to go, oh yeah, there's this. So all of these have got storyboards in my mind, right? Which is worth nothing. It's still kind of fun. Ender Lucario, thanks for the follow, mate. Doing good, loving that beard. This is protection. You also get to see how much grey I've got. This is protection for Tough Mudder next week. This is what I'm messing around with at the moment, and in fact, it's what I'll start on in a couple of minutes. So yeah, so I'm taking a break from diorama, and I'm going to fart around on this stuff for a while. Hello, guys. Karai. Did I work out that was how I was supposed to say your name? I can't remember. Good to see you. Yeah, so this is kind of what I'm mucking around. But this is only a few. I looked at Unity for a short while, and I'm kind of expressing some creativity, I hope. Or I'm trying to get to the point where I can express creativity quickly, and that's why I was talking about stories. Funnily enough, the one that this game is... And you're doing some bot creation. Okay, groovy. So this game wouldn't be that story anyway. But yeah. I was getting excited at you possibly starting the new game. Well, I mean, here's the deal, right? Ideas are worthless, especially unexpressed ideas, right? So, yeah, we'll do a poll. All right, new. What should I spend time on? Stories, coding, teasel. There you go. You've actually got a vote now. And do you know what? I am human and I make mistakes. Take diorama for example, right? I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm not saying I can't do it. I am saying my approach to it was not the best, right? Absolutely, it wasn't the best. Thanks, RW Grim. So I've made mistakes, and the net result is not just that the game goes slow, or the development goes slower than it could do if I'd been smarter. There's a human cost in that. You know, my enthusiasm waxes and wanes, right? So I vote spend time on Jodie. Yes, she's in the bath. That's not going to happen. So she won't be harassing me here. And what was I saying? I can't remember. But so looking at other stuff is good. The big fear for me is that actually my ideas are rubbish. And one of the mistakes I'm making is, I won't tell you this because it's such a good idea. It's not, I don't want to spoil the ending. That I have to remember is complete rubbish. Utter rubbish, right? If I'm not brave enough to stand up, figuratively speaking, to write out the storylines and let you read them, then they shouldn't be made into games, because if they can't withstand some scrutiny from a very early cheap stage, then I shouldn't be thinking they're good, interesting or whatever. Absolutely I shouldn't. Right, what's the poll results? So stories have lost it. So coding it is. All right. Fair enough. All right. So let's go and put Ridge Racer 4 on you. You guys haven't been forced to listen to that for a while, and then I shall do codes. Ridge Racer 4 OST. Come on, everyone. He's the Wonder Man. Typical cheesy rubbish. All right, so I'm gonna redo the collision correctly because I want to start putting in things like allowing him to properly slide around, because that was bust. It was a rubbish algorithm. Algorithm is overstating it. It's not Unity. No, so Unity I looked at enough to go, Unity's pretty damn good, right? And yet there was still some ways I could develop ideas faster. So I'm doing 2D stuff at the moment. Because 2D clarifies stuff. It's pretty good for that. Adding the third dimension to games is probably an order of magnitude harder for development. Asset creation, problem solving, system stuff. So the 2D stuff is a place where I can play around with ideas. And because some of it's story based, it doesn't need to be 3D. And this is a kind of a test bed thing. All right. So I've got physics utils, don't know what that, nope, that wasn't it. Tile collider I called it, which was a bit rubbish. So I am passing in the XY width height and the DX, so I did attempt X, I probably would do attempt XY, whatever. Is diorama cancelled? No, I definitely need a break from it. And instead of having a break where I'm embarrassed about having the break, I need to enjoy the break, so be unashamed about it and just saying, do you know what, I'm a human being, and I'm not a human being if I do jazz hands. That's a poor human being, and enjoy this time investigating other stuff, right? Because making games has to be a joy, otherwise it's a job. So what am I working on? This is an engine called Love 2D. Uses Lua. So burned out. Yeah, and I needed flexibility because my contract stuff was going well, but it's stressful at times. I try not to show it to my boss, but yeah, some of it's pretty friggin' hard actually. But that's okay. That's what I'm paid to do. But the point is that like hard work plus hard free time means I get knackered, right? Most people that made 2D and 3D assets find 3D easier. I failed to believe that the caliber of their assets in 3D matches their 2D assets. Don't believe it. Right. So, what was I doing? So, attempt X. So what I need to do here, the only difference is that the attempt X is going to, this was just taking a point and I wasn't actually using the height. So now, by the way, doing good 2D or 3D graphics, they're both hard, right? That's not to trivialize it at all. But the point is here, we have one rectangle. We're going to sweep it left. And so if this is our grid that we're going to move it over, right? And which one's a solid? And this one's solid, right? So we need to actually look at the leading edge here. This is the leading edge here, this green bit. Right, so we need to sweep all of this over the motion. That's its final point, if it was not intersected. I would watch this channel even if you decided to use Scratch as a programming language, and there is no greater praise than that in life. I often say this to women I'm chatting up. I mean, on first dates, do you know what? You're so riveting. I would gladly go for a second date with you, even if you use Scratch as a programming language, and it works. Everyone loves that. 2D is creating 10 images for a small animation, doing perspective in your head. Maybe. The details to me, you can argue over them, but I think 2D just is more straightforward. Anyway, the point is I need to sweep this whole edge, and if any part of it collides, then to return that. So let's have a look at this. Let's say we were returning this. So this collision, if we started here and moved left, the collision result would return that he could only move this far and then hit a wall, and also he would only be colliding here with this tile because that one's empty. But obviously if that was a solid tile, I'd need to return both tiles, right? So that's setting up my kind of structure, right, for returning stuff. Yeah, I know of at least one 2D game which uses 3D assets to generate 2D assets for use in the game. Yeah, there's loads of cool ways of doing this. But like if you look at something like Cave Story, which is high on charm but is still very very simple 2D graphics, the 3D equivalent of that is what? I mean, I genuinely don't know because nothing strikes me like that. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's scribble that out because I am a prat. Don't say. Now, I need to... Oh, okay, so goals are definitive sweep. So no jumping. And the results or collision resolution is... perfect. I'll put that as a question mark. The point being here is that we need to make some assumptions about. So, the physics, for example. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Okay. So on the left here, I'm drawing the physics representation. So the physics representation does this. So. The physics representation of this rectangle takes a center point and a half width and a half height. Okay? And so it expands it around that center point. Now, what I want to do with mine is that's the origin and the width and the height are full. Now, the reason for that is because this mode makes it easier to accurately position things. I wonder, I'm just suddenly thinking if I'm going to end up with... I might need to... add an epsilon in anyway. I think I probably do. Oh, damn it. All right, well, there goes all kinds of assumptions. Damn it. Yep. Screw it. Screw it. I've completely changed my mind because there was one case I couldn't ensure that walls butted up against each other. So I'm going to have to add an epsilon, which means both of the approaches are equivalent in terms of accuracy. Which means I might as well use the same representation for the player character as I do for the physics. Now, most characters, in fact, let me think again. Most characters have their origin at the base where their feet are, right? The root node or whatever you want to call it. So the epsilon represents a very small value. So, for example, 0.001, and it's to allow to create stable systems where actual numerical accuracy will create an unstable system. So, for example, if you're using floating point maths and two things butt up against each other, right? Well, in real life, you couldn't push this box through this wall, right? It's gonna stop right up against it. It's touching, but mathematical inaccuracies means that what you might think might represent touching actually represents an overlap, which can compound into greater and greater errors in your system. So what you do is you'll add a tolerance. In this case, for collision resolution, the tolerance is applied by pushing the movable object a small distance apart to just guarantee that mathematically it doesn't overlap, and yet to the eye and to the gameplay, actually it hasn't moved, because we're talking like fractions of a centimeter, right? Right. So there's quantum tunneling. There might be. I don't know what that is. Run away. Run away. So, gosh, this beard and tash is itchy. So what am I going to do? Collision resolution is perfect. No, I'm going to take that away because it's all deeply disappointing. So just before I carry on, one of the other questions I'm going to ask myself is the origin going to be an issue? I don't know. If we see, here's a situation where you kind of want to be a bit careful. So if our character's bounding box is represented by, okay, so that's the ground, and our character's bounding volume is represented Buy that. Alright, there we go. That's our lovely character. Now, if you crouch, pardon me, you'll say go half height, because that's how diorama does it, right? And now, if we were representing the anchor point as at the bottom, the origin of each characters, then obviously the origin doesn't need to change. We just change the height. But if we're doing the centers, then to change the size, we would need to shift the center point as well as change the width and height. Now, does that bouncing back between them, is that going to cause problems? I don't think it will. I think it's something to be aware of. Now, we know that when we apply this bounding volume into the physics system, into the box 2D world, we're already cheating, right? So when I run this, there's a reason why. Okay, so the balls are bouncing off the yellow square, but I can get it to go wrong and I can trap things and stuff. It's because my yellow square is not correctly working with the system. It's not a proper physics object. Or more correctly, it's treated as an immovable object, which is always bad in a system like this. And it teleports. It doesn't get a force applied and move and face resistance of the balls. I just force it to move, right? And that's because of the hybrid system we're going for real world physics versus player character control physics. We need a Rob Ross emote when Rob gets enough subs. I don't know how it works. Obviously, I've been streaming less, so I suspect my current number of subs is far less than it used to be. I mean, I got to like 30 subs or something, I think, 1 month, which was jolly nice. Littlewood, did I say thanks for the follow? Can't remember if I did. Have another free of charge, thanks. So actually, I'm going to not worry about the accuracy of the physics simulation, but I will use the same representation. He said, yes, I will. I'm just going to make that choice now, and if it causes problems, change it. I think I've got 4 emotes. Emotes. Don't know what that is. Right, so we're going to get rid of that. So we're left with basically it's a definitive sweep. Well done. Hooray. Right. XY. Let me just go and check when I set the player up. If that thing about the... So we've got self.w. Oh, well. Oh, there we go. So self.width time... No, that's drawing it. Where? That's interesting. I'm passing the width and height into box 2D as full. Okay, I tell a lie. You know where I drew that diagram and I said it was half width? Aww, thank you very much. Hello, Whiteland. How you doing, man? And Keegan1. Sorry, I'll catch up with your chat. That's exactly how I implement it in my 2D platformer engines. Shift the origin down and change size. Shift the origin up and change size. So the reason I was a bit wary about shifting origins is because it can change the accuracy of your... Oh, hang on, guys. So that was the shopping arriving. I've just got to put the cold stuff in the fridge and the freezer. Whiteland, we owe you a teasel party. Teasel. Alright guys. Alright guys. Cheers to the guy who's delivering. Cheers, cheers. It's just Teasel. Cat bribery. Cat bribery's working. Alright, Whiteland, I owe you a Teasel party. So, you coming up, cat? Yes, you are, little cat. You owe Whiteland a party. You coming up? Alright, little cat. Come on, little cat. Delicate little cat. Right. It's so dark in here, I don't know where that treat went. Thanks, cat. You can find it later. Unless it's on my eyebrow or something. Nom 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 nom. Alright. Yeah, you okay with that, little cat? Then we'll give you a little party. Lick my finger. Let's have a look at Escapist 2 in a sec and we'll see if we can work it out. You alright, little cat? You want a Teasel? Come on, Teasel party. Although I've got wet fingers, so I'm far less enamoured with it. Whoa! Come on, say hi to Whiteland. Teasel, Teasel. Someday I'll get my dignity back, but thank you, Whiteland. This is for you, little Teasel. Sorry, Whiteland, this is for you. It's Teasel. I get you guys confused. One of you is a three-legged cat in front of me right now, and the other is somebody on the internet. Alright, you can look at the cat's bum. I need to go and wash my hands. Not because it's been near the cat's bum, but because she's licked it. Right, let's go back to the code. Let's go back. Oh. Gosh, this is exciting, this fast-moving world of no game development. Right, what have we got? Reverse volumetric shadows. So, Escapists 2. Let's go and have a quick look. Hang on, is this a rip-off of Prison Architect or something? Okay, so I'm pretty sure they're canned shadows. They're pre-made shadows. It looks like they're an automated projection or a repetition of the shadow. If we find one, except we won't. Because now, there we go. Yeah, so it's taking the shape and then projecting it. It's rendering it at 45 degrees in steps. So I reckon they're pre-calculated. I could be wrong about that. It doesn't really make much of a difference. But yeah, like in fact, this proves to me like the shadow here is slightly thicker than the caster. So that's a dead giveaway. It's going over there. Yeah, so they're not honouring depth at all. It's just a 2D shadow. Oh, that would have been a good one. So let's see what the shadow gets cast on. So I want to look there. Oh, I got that wrong. Okay, so there are shadow casters and receivers. It could be taking depth into account. Yeah, see the shadow's not being cast there. But we're not getting any, or are we getting a difference here? Could do, could do. So I reckon what they're doing is they're doing ray casting in the shadow, in the shader. That would be a guess if they're not pre-calculating it. That's my guess. Right. Exciting. Right. So what am I doing? Player, blah, 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 blah. All right. So what I need to do is, right, if if dx is less than 0, so old, new, woohoo. Now this isn't going to take into account, right. This isn't going to take into account other moving objects and stuff. Hello, Game Dev. Hello, Zenres. Whoa, crazy. It's crazy who's here. I don't mean that in a nice way. Right, anyway. X equals X minus width times 0.5. Plus, right? So that's because, yep, halving the width and X and Y counts as the center. So the top of it, and will always be the same for this, Y equals Y minus H times 0.5. Okay, so we've now got our top left corner. Sorry, what we've defined is X and Y is the top point of whatever face we're moving. So if it's on a rectangle and we're moving in that direction, it's this line. If we're moving this direction, it's here. Well done. Azenris. Oh, yeah, sorry, Azenris. Teasel told me to ignore you. Absolutely, completely. I'm actually scrolling back. I can't see anything you've said. Oh, no, you did. You said Factorio. You contributed healthily. You're right. Right. Anyway, so we've got our line. So now move the line in the appropriate direction and see what edges it intersects with. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is do all this flooring stuff, right? So what we've got is local top y equals math.floor y divided by 16. So what is this 16? Okay, so local. Pixels per meter. I don't really want to... There's 16 pixels per meter. And that's because we've got to fit in with the reasonable sized scale for Box 2D. So each tile is 1 meter is 16. Sorry, one tile is 16 pixels. Forget the meters. That is relevant, but just not here. Right. So local bottom y equals math.floor y plus h times 0.5. Shouldn't I? Okay. We'll just do y plus h divided by that. So that's going to give us the vertical range upon which the leading edge covers, right? Anyway, move the line in the appropriate direction. Okay, so local start x equals math.floor x divided by pixels per meter. This is why I didn't really want to write it because I'm being lazy. And local end x equals math.floor x plus width. Okay, so we need to step over this. Now, if it starts and ends in the same cell, so should I be working on the basis of you're always starting in an uncolliding position? What's up, Cat? I've also just happened to look up, hello Sultanis. I've just looked up and there's a spider above me. So I'm going to be cool and pretend it's not there. But if it comes near me, I will squeal. Teasel? No. All right. Teasel, go and eat the spider that you can't reach. So let's let's actually what? Let's just call it tile X because I can't think of anything better at the moment. Equals start X. Oh yeah. Local step X equals thanks, cat. Just hold Teasel up to... No, because she never does that. She's never done it ever. In fact, I don't think she's ever even chased a spider, have you, Teasel? You haven't really done anything for us. What's up, little cat? What's up? You want to speak to your fans? Say hello. You want to yawn in their face? Or my face? I'm your proxy, guys. And -1 or 1. Let's even do that. Okay, so I can't remember how to do loops in Lua because I do them so infrequently. Lua loop. I genuinely can't. That's really pathetic, and yet also funny. And how do I do the step? Oh yeah, okay. So I would have guessed. Oh, you off, cat. Lovely to see you. Yeah. Give my regards to Jodie or Broadway, whichever's easier. Right, so now we need to do... What am I going to do? So we found the tile that it goes through. Okay, now we need to do a for tile Y equals top Y, bottom Y, do. So local result equals. So I'm going to put this is going to return a results table, which will have a variety of things in it, which don't know what they are. What am I going to fill this with? Well, it'll probably have a pardon me, final X position. I'm just going to fill this with garbage. A dx for how far it's passed. A percentage of dx. Do I want to do that? No, not really. So, and tiles will just keep like that for time being. So that will be, if it collides with anything, we'll place their tile coordinates in here. All right. So all I need to do is, where was it? Self.layer data. All right. So do local tiles equals that. If tiles oh 3 4 Now, interesting point. If there's a collision, then we're not actually we will break out of here. So that would just return the first a single tile that we've collided with. But we actually don't want to do that. We want to return all the ones we're colliding with. Is that actually going to be good enough? We'll need to modify the X. So we'll get rid of that break. The reason being is that you can collide more than once, right? And so what are we going to do? Result.x equals what? Tile x times pixels per meter. And result.dx equals, oh gosh, I have to think this one through. Result.x minus dx. No, it's the original x. Okay, so return result. Result. And let's copy. Hello, Joe. Your ankle was.
What?
Nothing.
Making rude gestures.
Yeah, it was abusing me, and I don't like it.
Diesel, Daddy give you a temptation?
I gave her some. I dropped one. I don't know where it is. But I mean, it's going to sit there and rock. Because, oh, there it is. Oh, old man noises. Did that go anywhere near her? Did she go for it?
Yeah.
Good cat.
She's eating it. She's eating a temptation.
What if tile y plus 1 doesn't exist? Will this cause an index error? It will, Whiteland. You're absolutely correct. What I'm going to do is not worry about that now. I'll worry about out of bounds after I've got the general equation working. But you're right. Yes, it will be an error. Oh. Man, I like this so much nicer than JavaScript. Right. All right. So for tile X, start end, end X, step X. Now, if we're traveling right, we might need to change this because I've set the X to be here. That's not actually correct, is it? Ah, okay, so this is going to need modification for moving right, I've just realised, but I'm going to ignore it now because I'm only going to test it moving left. Clever me. If in doubt, dodge it. So I'm just going to get rid of all of this. So I'm not going to bother checking up and down and all that stuff. Let's just see what happens. I've probably got... is Whiteland the crazy person who used to dig down? Yes. Oh, interesting. Why is it complaining? Is it because the plus? It doesn't actually like that. Yeah, it didn't. Okay. So, up and down doesn't work. 1, 2, 9. I've just commented too much stuff out. Yeah, need that. Okay, so up and down are working. Right didn't work. Bad argument number 1, Lewis 67. No, that can't be right. Oh, it's because it's returning different stuff. Yeah, all right. So, now this is not optimal. There's loads of better ways passing tables into something like this to avoid garbage creation. Right, what we saw there is it's shooting left and right, so I'm doing one of my multiplies wrong. Oops, Vicar. There it goes. All right, let's see what I've got wrong here. Okay, just yawn again. Just let me yawn. Let me yawn. Yeah, so it's parsing errors on the lure. Syntax errors, basically. That's a bit odd. Oh, woe is me. No, I'm being a prat. I can see what I've got wrong. Huh? No, I can't hear what you're saying.
Ich habe die Zahnpasta gekauft.
What did you say?
What toothpaste?
Thank you. I guessed that, but then you've made it less clear by talking. That is not the role of language. Jodie loves the film Arrival because it's a highbrow thing, strong female character, and it's got a lot about language and communication and how it expands the brain and ideas and all that. And then she comes in and tries to tell me she's got some. No, you'll have to show it lower. Yeah, there you go. She's got us some more toothpaste.
Ich habe die Zahnpasta.
Oh, you said it in German.
Yes.
Well, what I heard was hubba. Oh, that is German. You're right. Come back when you can say it in Korean. Thanks. Right. Bye for now. I'm getting really hot actually. Whew. Actually, I'll leave the door open. It's really hot. Right.
Put the heating on.
Yeah, I'll turn it off then. I am the worst person ever. You are completely correct in all aspects of insulting me. Right. It's because I'm setting X wrong. So, initial X. Do. Let's try that. No, don't bite me, cat. Right, there we go. Okay, so that doesn't mean that the collision stuff's working, but let's go over here, and as you can see, it's not working because why is it not working? That's interesting. It's not actually causing an access error. I am surprised. Let's try. No, nothing's stopping me. What's interesting is that when I move right, it's popping me over here. Why is that? What's going on? So, dx is going to be less than 0. Actually, I should check what values I'm passing in. X, Y. No, that is correct. It's the center. All right, so let's step through this. If dx is less than 0, x equals initial x minus width times 0.5. Yep, x looks fine. Y is initial y minus h times 0.5. The question is, are the for loops inclusive or exclusive? I actually don't know. Let's have a look. Is Lua loops inclusive? I actually don't know. Are Lua for loops inclusive? Yeah, it does look like they're inclusive. Ah, okay, well, let's see what I've got wrong here. Blackbar, I think it's inclusive. Yeah, I just saw an example and it doesn't look like it is. Right, so the top is math.floor y divided by pixels per meter and y plus height. Bottom y. So that would be the height that we're getting, the tiles that we're going to sweep across in checking for collisions. So move a line in appropriate direction. Start x is the x divided by pixels per meter. End x plus. Oh, hang on. What am I doing here? What the hell's that? That should be x plus dx. Prat. So that's it moving left. I'm only going to think about it moving left. Step x, dx is less, so it's going to step -1. So we would expect start x to be less. Yeah. So if they're the same, yeah, it should quit out after running the loop once. All right. Snoutling just subscribed. Thanks, Jodie. It's the least she can do, really. Right, let's try that. Well, let me actually, for tile x, so we're sweeping left from start end to end x. Step x is -1, yeah. And we're doing from the top and the bottom of the tiles, again, which should be inclusive. It should always do at least one check. If tile Y plus 1. Oh no, this will check if it's currently colliding now. Have you considered doing something for the view milestones as well as follows? No, I hadn't thought about the view milestones. No. I seem to have, obviously with streaming less, I'm going to hit 4,000 slower than any of my other previous ones. But what view milestones are there? Do people do view milestones? Didn't think they did. Teach me about this this culture. Tiles. Result.tiles. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, let's try that. Hello, hamster. And bacon. Bacon is good. Right. Ah, so something happened there. It's just that it popped in the wrong way. Brilliant. So what I might need to do is add on the epsilon. So I think it is detecting that that correctly. But let's go and add on the epsilon. Let's see if that fixes it. Either that or I've got something wrong here. Ah. I think I need to add one on. I'll do it anyway. We'll soon find out if I'm wrong. Half a million views. Yeah, when you put it like that, 500,000 of anything is quite good. It's lucky I won't be there for a long time. Right, let's go and... Ah, so I'm forgetting to take into account... Damn it. Plus epsilon plus width times 0.5. I'll put that in brackets. Oh, no. Anyway, to highlight that. Alright, so I think that's doing it. What am I using for graphics with Lure? I use something called paint.net. Okay, so what we should see now, yeah, so what wasn't happening before is that yeah, the balls are actually kind of getting in the way. Thanks, balls. So moving left does work. We are checking the entirety of that leading edge. And then it popped right. And that is because left and right are, yeah, I understand this. It's going to be, I need to deal with moving right different, or some people to attend follow special. Hello, Dr. Robot Vinnick. So for graphics with Lure, so I'm using a couple of tools, by the way. I'm using something called Tiled, which is this tool. What did that just do? I don't know, minimap. Oh, there we go. So I'm using this to do layouts and layers because it's quite a well-known 2D tool. And if I have to do any 2D graphics, which I haven't at the moment, I'm using paint.net, which is what I was drawing all this earlier in. So it's a very good... calling it a basic art package is actually underselling it because there are many basic art packages out there and none of them are as good as paint.net. Right. It's hard to define general milestones, yes. Well, 4,000 is the next obvious milestone. Oh, and I even though your name doesn't show up, Thomas the programmer, thanks for following. Oh, and Littlewood followed, and oh, did I say that? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Right, let's close that. Anyway, so let's resolve moving right. So the line that we are moving right is correct, but if result has collided, right, so I now need to, we've collided with that tile, that is probably correct. To be honest, I'm not even using that data at the moment, so I can sort that out later, but now I need to do if dx is less than 0, then that's what we need, else we need to calculate this another way. So tile x plus 1 It's not that. It's not as straightforward as that. I don't believe that. And this line is certainly wrong. I had this problem before, didn't I? Yes, I say before. Yesterday when I was bodging my code. I got to remember what I'm dealing with. Result.x, which will be the center point. So we've got this. It's moved there. That's solid. Tile X. This isn't going to make any sense. This is me talking out loud gibberish. Tile X. We don't need that. What game is this development for? Well, it's not really anything at the moment. There we go. Alright, so we've got the left and the right working correctly. Ah, oops. I should be subtracting the epsilon as well. Gotta get them epsilons correct. So this is me experimenting. So potentially this could be any number of games. But I'm playing around with stuff. What I want to do is I've played around enough with the game. There's enough features here. I've got parallax scrolling. I can load tiles in and read a variety of data and stuff. What I'm trying to do at the moment is do collision so that I can start doing proper player character controller. So I could have him jump, climb, double jump, swing. Not swing as in swinging, but you know what I mean. Right. So this is moving in the X direction and is correct. Now, interesting. So I need to think again about how I would write this for dy, because yesterday I've already proved it's problematic to just cut and paste this into y and change other values. It's rubbish. The trouble is these kind of this doesn't work out very well. Swapping the order of checking these things genuinely doesn't work very well. Oh yeah, that wasn't the old stuff. What I might need to do is, let's just change that to delta. And we might actually change the X and Y and call them main and primary and secondary axis, because then I can just cut and paste it basically. Could even do a 1 or whatever. It's a bit naff, isn't it? Ding, 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 ding. Or am I going to just call it attempt and pass in the X and the Y together? Oh no, because I want the client to be in control of how it resolves these things in which order, whether it does X and then Y, or if it does repeated attempts at it. What am I going to do? I'm desperately trying to think of a way of not cutting and pasting this longhand, and I'm not really sure I can. All the loops. All the loops. There's like 2 loops. That's nothing, mate. Yeah, because the trouble is that it's definitely the right thing to do the tile X, the primary direction of motion first, the outer loop, and then the sort of the other axis as the inner loop. And trying to parameterize that between the X axis and the Y axis just isn't going to work. You'd need to change how tiles was looked up. I'm not going to do that. I'm because this works, I am going to cut and paste it and not worry about it. I will not be losing much sleep over this. But doesn't mean I've got something tedious to do now. Right. Which I might still get wrong. So digga ding ding digga digga ding ding digga digga ding ding digga ding ding. Fun 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 fun. Oh, that's wrong. Teasel cat. Teasel, teasel. Right, yeah. So this is for moving up and down. Look, I've called it bottom, top and bottom X. That doesn't even make sense, does it? No, it should be left X and right X. Okay, I'll change that in a bit. That's the same. Result dot Y equals tile Y plus height. Oh, Y. Do. Right, so I need to check where I called this. Hey, got it wrong. Tile Collider 66. Where is it? Is this Ridge Racer ST in the background? This is Ridge Racer 4, which I think is... it's just crashed. It's Ridge Racer 4, which is chuffing excellent. Is that one? Right, anyway, initial Y. Oh, it's because I haven't cut and pasted these. Honk, honk. Keep on trucking. Alright, up and down works. And yep. Oh, it didn't collide. What a massive sack of rubbish. Depressing. Oh, woe is me. Something's going on, but yeah, it's not colliding. Well, I guess I can just... Sad. It's just sad. Eltman. Oh, hello. Hello, Eltman. Eltman. Let's run through this. Top X. So actually I'm going to change this to left X and right X. So, left X is X, initial X minus W times, yeah, so it's the left hand side, and that's X plus width. Yep. Start Y is Y divided by pixels per meter. End Y is Y plus delta. Step Y, yep, that looks good. Initial X plus delta. Start end step Y. Top X, let's say this is left X, right X. Oh, hello. Yeah, that would be wrong. Am I making bacon out of cats? Oh, there we go. All right, so that's now doing a full edge check. And the way we move the player is we move it, we call attempt X, check the results, attempt Y, that's okay. So does it break down? Oh yeah, sorry, that's not marked. That's marked as solid in the physics simulation, but it's not marked as solid in mine. And there's a gap there, and that's deliberate. So that's pretty solid, I think. And what we should do is start. What can we? Oh, that just shocked me. I don't know if it's returning the correct values for what it's touching. Like, for example, if I'm pushing up left here, will it return this one up here? I have no idea. I don't know. So what I will do. Oh, Eltman, if you've just hosted me, were you streaming as well, mate? What are you streaming? What are you up to these days? Me old mucker. But that collision is working, so I'm going to commit that. Now notice Whiteland raised the issue of, like, what if I go out of bounds? Well, that would actually cause this to crash, or it should do, because I'm looking up. I'll be trying to access an out of bounds cell in the array that holds the world's tiles. But, you know, if I have faith in my system, I shouldn't be able to get outside. So I'm going to basically dodge that one. I've been streaming Dwarf Fortress. Okay, so some light gameplay there. How are you finding Dwarf Fortress, or have you been playing it a long time? So, while we talk, while we chat and enjoy things, I'm just going to go and add this to my git commit, git status, git commit. Okay, so what do we do here? Reworked player collision for proper volume swept test. Right, cool. So I can now bodge this up. I've been playing it for a year now. It's absolutely amazing. Where is the cat? She's out there. Where's Teasel? Oh, okay. Teasel's on Jodie's lap. She probably won't be coming near me. And by that I mean Jodie or the cat. Cat will be back. I promise. Do you know what? I'd forgotten my title was Making Bacon, a game with catcam. Bit silly of me to write something and then forget it. It's a bit like my code. Anyway, so we can actually close Tile Collider for now. And we're going to... what am I going to do? This is all a bit rubbish. So what I'm going to do is... yeah, I'm gonna do better input stuff than that for a start. So there you go. To joypass2. But anyway, function. So local input. This returns a module. Interesting. Interesting. I think a year playing Dwarf Fortress means you're still on the tutorial, right? How to do this? What am I? So why am I thinking? Or what am I thinking? Keys equals. Let's turn this into game controls. So we'll have up, down, left, right, and jump. Because that'll get us enough for the way, won't it? Will it? We'll probably give those capitals. So I don't know. We'll do that. Input keys. So this doesn't have to be coded very well, by the way, at the moment. It just needs to post was pressed. So we'll get rid of that. We'll ban that. How do I want to do it? Oh, I don't know. I'll call it as down here. All right, key. Not clearly. I'm struggling to think on this. There isn't a switch in Lua. What a prat. Right, so I need to do all of this. Up, down, left, right. Let's actually do it in the same order. Up, down, left, right. So this is turning specific key presses into something that's more game oriented. This is a good thing. Right. Oh, boost. Boost, because that's what the shift key was. We'll keep that. Always good for debugging to allow players to move around jolly fast. Not for the faint of heart. Okay, so we've got up, which at the moment is this. Just do that. Let's just be lazy. Oh, no, we won't. Local is down equals false. Remember, kids, even though I haven't got a debugger attached to this at the moment, try and stick with the single return point. Up, down. Tease old cat is a tease old cat. Is a tease old catsville. Tease old teaserly tease old cat. Where's L shift? Oh, there. So this gives me a place where I could later on add in joypad reading, and that's okay. That's good. So what I would need to do somehow now, I'm relying on the requires to make sure that we don't include this more than once. Hang on, where am I going? Oh, there we are. So we don't create more than one instance of the input object. It kind of doesn't matter with... Or does it matter? No, it doesn't matter with that. Interesting. Yeah, that was something else I was writing, and it was garbage. Right, so input, if input is down, racer. So that was the boost. So this is our new form of interacting with the keyboard. Do 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 do. That's interesting. That should be right. What am I doing? Don't. That was the boost. That was moving right. So I've made some arbitrary decision to check X horizontal motion before vertical. Maybe that's the right thing to do. Maybe it's not. Probably not. Because there's 50-50 chance and I probably got it the wrong way around. So let's see if that works. And then let's also get annoyed when it doesn't. And jump doesn't seem to be doing anything. So, where are we? Lua doesn't have a switch. Yeah, you can set it up as a table with functions. Player Lua 3. Do I still need to do that? Interesting. Why did that complain? How many videos are the streams? 13 streams went up. All I had in my history. My history from here. Sorry, attempt to index local key and nil value. Right, well that seems unlikely. That does seem likely. I'm doing the right things. Why is this going in the wrong order? Do do do. Ugh. Oh, you silly prat! Look. Urgh. What am I going to call this? L key. Or call it key. Capital K is better actually. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, sorry, I was reusing my variables, which is a dangerous thing done at the best of times. Yeah, so as I get mine stay for a month. Now it's not working. Brilliant. Of course it's not. Why is that not working? Thanks, this. Regex Pro. Yes, I'm sure there are some people that live, eat and breathe Regex. I have barely ever touched it, which means every time I have to do Regex, I have to relearn it because it's not normal. It's not normal. Kudos to anyone that can name what this game is. This music is from. Keys.boost. I want to know, why is that not working? Doesn't your is down check fails when you're pressing multiple keys at the time? No, because this Love 2D does a state check. So if it can't report all the keys pressed at once, that's down to your USB driver for your keyboard. So yeah. Well, it's a Atari ST stroke Amiga. I played it on the Atari ST, but this is the Amiga soundtrack. You're going to add half square triangle tile collisions or sonic loops. Zenris, yes, but not yet, because I don't really want to spend my time with collision. I definitely need to get this working, and it's not, and that's most vexing. It vexes me. Or another way of saying is it's reet annoying. Why on earth? I mean, this should work anyway. Yeah, I can't read that from normal, Mon. That's just too hard for me. Boost. Right, so let's go and do a check in input on boost. Print. Boost. Test. So let me just see what's getting printed out. Because there could be another error. No, boost test is being printed. Well. That is rather odd. Because that is returning. That is printing out true. I can see it. If you look at that, it's saying all false. And now it's all true. So that is registering. So why on earth? Why is that not happening? I'm genuinely like scratching my head at this moment. If that function is getting called, that is weird. Right, you can see that's printing no boost. True and false. What is going on? It's calling the function, but the return value. There's going to be something funny about this. Something really obvious, but I'm looking at it like a bit of a prat. Oh, what's going on here? Something's gone wrong. Eek. Why has that gone wrong? This can't be that hard. See, that could be returning nil for all I care. What's that? Is self.keys.boost. Input.keys.boost. Should be. You know, can you spot the problem? I'm thinking in terms of C++, enums. I can't, how many languages, let's actually give these values, right? I was thinking, oh, it's an enum, right? But the trouble is, C++ automatically assigns a value to each enum if you don't. And all I've done is created a load of nil things. So, well done me. That doesn't quite explain. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's gloss over what I actually did then, because I am a prat. That is quite funny, what the mistake I made there. I was basically comparing nil to nil all the time. So if key was always coming in nil and that was nil, so it was doing all the checks. But yeah. And so the jump one was always being done last. So the self keys.boost, that was printing out, is down, might be true or false. But then it was also executing this and it was always going to be null. Well done me. Right, there we go. I'm having a lot of creative cock-ups from switching languages. Sheesh, man. Alright, so let's start looking at can jump, false. Right, so let's start doing some jumping stuff. Yes, let's do it. Right, so if first of all we need to check if self.canJump. So here's something we need to do. This is great. So if result.hasCollided, then equals true. Now, that's checking in the Y direction. Now, astute viewers may have seen I've just introduced a bug here, and it's an identical bug that was in Diorama and was actually quite cool. Got a grin, because it was quite cool, right? So see if you can tell me what my bug is there. So if we're moving in the Y direction and we've collided. Oh, the up and down, that's going to have to change, because actually we'll be changing it by by gravity. Oh, yes. If self.canJump equals false, self dot what do we want to change? Lorry Master Azenris. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, I'll leave it in. You can jump up and bash your head and you'll stick to the ceiling. But we had great times with that, didn't we? Right, self.cam jump. The acceleration. So we want Vy, velocity, is what? I don't know. 9.8 times 16. That's a guess. It doesn't actually matter what it is at the moment. I just need to give it a number. Something like that. Maybe it's 200. Oh, look, there's a 200 under there. I have no idea if that makes sense or not. And... oh, let's do the self-set body X and Y outside of that. It'd just be nice to do that at the end. So, dy equals self dot... why am I being a prat? Hang on a sec. Gravity. Oh no, because we're gonna bodge all of these numbers. I genuinely don't really care about getting this accurate. All right. So velocity X and Y, we're not going to have any momentum. Velocity Y is always going to be gravity control. We've got the acceleration, which is 0. So, oh no, sorry, our acceleration is always going to be whatever it was, 200. Sorry, yeah. When we jump, Vy, yeah, that's good. So dy equals self... but we're also going to change self.vy, aren't we? Now that's not actually going to help. This is completely wrong maths, right? So ignore what I'm doing here, but let's see what kind of results I get. Oh, just makes it. Okay, so I can't double jump. Now the reason any of this works at all, there we go, so that's me holding down the space bar. Notice we're back to our jerkiness again. Ah, sticky ceilings. That was good. Transform a unified HTML up file into splitted MD files. The result looks like this, pure by regex. Do I really want to look into this? I don't even know what this is. What is WildStar? Well, congratulations. Oh, something went wrong there. Tile 93. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, so something went wrong. We went out of the thing. Let me see if I can get it to go. I can learn regex too. WildStar's an MMO. Ah, is it? Let me see if I can get this to go wrong while I'm watching. Interesting. So what I've just seen there is I've just learned about how Love 2D catches up on time. So what's happened is if Love 2D always runs in the foreground, right, then that's okay, right? I'm updating and my delta... So I'm asking the engine to update 60 times a second because I'm lazy and that makes coding a lot easier. And it honours that, all right? But when I focus away from it, it's actually accumulating all the time that I'm away. I'm not updating the engine, and then the first tick I come back, it's then saying, "Oh well, you've got to update for the last 5 seconds, and my delta is 5 seconds instead of 1/60th of a second. The movement is massive. It takes me out of bounds. All right, so we won't do that. And neither can I. Can I be bothered to fix that? No, not really. So if I just tab away, it doesn't make any difference, right? Because if I tab away, it's still updating. But the game doesn't update when I drag that around, right? You notice it jumps me straight down. That's there's an interesting point to be had there. But I don't really care. I don't really need to fix it. What I want to do is start, let's tweak some values and get it so that the gravity is higher or whatever it is. So that's acceleration. So if we up that. So I'm jumping less high. Do you think that feels a bit too fast or too slow for jumping? Feels... I got no momentum going left or right. I don't really want that. I don't really need it. Dung 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 dung. I'll keep it the way it is. The reason being is I'm about to start doing some stuff. Yes. Yeah, we'll stick with that. I might still make the initial velocity higher, but I want gravity to be fast. In fact, look at that. I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted. Hard to tell without gameplay. Yeah, jumps shouldn't be too long, too floaty. But I still want to kind of make it so that if I fall in here... Whoa. I know. Oh, I know what's going wrong. As long as I'm on the ground, my acceleration is still building up. Oops, that's a bit of a mistake. So, where's the player? So if return has collided, then self dot vy equals 0. Yeah, that was funny. Right, so yeah, there we go. That's better. Hey, all right. So what I want to do as a test is to put in some wall climbing. All right, so I'm going to change some of these bits over here. So BG, yeah, it's that one. So I'm going to change this for a different color because different colors mean different things. And today's color of choice will be the needless blue. Right, so I'm going to change that to that color. So that's going to be sticky. That's what that means. Everyone knows that. Let's actually block it off because I care about these things. Now, that's just the visual stuff. So the collision tiles, if we look at that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to oh, there is a fill. No, that wasn't it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, there we go. Right, so I'm going to fill this with index 1. That's not actually index 0. Index 0 is empty, I think. But I'm going to then use a slightly different tile. Is that right? Yeah. So I'm going to use a slightly different tile to draw that. Now, it doesn't help because I haven't loaded a different... Yeah. Yep, that's good. Okay, so tile index 1 is normal solid, and tile index 2, which only appears here, remember this collision tile layer doesn't get rendered, represents that white bit. Alright, so we'll save that and export that. It won't affect the physics at all. But at the moment, I should just be able to rerun and exactly the same thing will happen, right? So I shouldn't be able to go through it because it still counts as a solid. But when I get over there, so I'm now going to start actually reading this and return the tiles back. And I have no idea what they're going to return. So let's go to the tile collider. Right, table insert tile, and tile equals. And we'll return that. So that means I've now got some extra data to inspect. Now, this should return a whole list of the tiles that it's collided with, which means even if I'm just half touching one of these, or even just 10% touching one of these, I should be able to stick to it. So, yeah, let's have a look. So, what I now need to do is if result dot has collided, then right. So we're now going to inspect result to see if we hit a ladder. So input update needs putting back with that weird I variable. Does it? If result has collided, right? So for local has touched ladder for underscore comma tile in iPairs result dot tiles do now I don't actually know what the result is going to be, so because I don't know what's in one of these tiles, so let's go and check the docs and see if I can find out. Do 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 do. Let's get custom properties. No, that's not what I want. Tile instance. So a tile layer. A tile WO dimensional tile filled with individual tiles. Okay. So what has this got? It's got a global ID. So that's basically what I want to check. Local ID within tile set. Oh no, that's... Now I'm confused. I don't actually know what... I don't know. Oh, okay. So it's got up here. So ID, width, height, probability 1. Oh, they're cute things. Okay, that is starting at 0. That's probably not the global ID. Okay, so if tile dot local ID, we'll try that one. And the one over here is this, so it's ID 1. All right, equal 1. Then break. No point. Has touched ladder equals true. So if the ladder has touched, what do we want to do? Well, we want to... I'm just going to prevent you dropping off. That's it, basically, right? So if... in fact... is on ladder. Let's call it that. Now, I'm not resetting the is on ladder variable here, but we'll work out what to do with that later. Self is on ladder, so if not is on ladder. Well, there's a better way of doing this. dy, if it's on the ladder, we can change... Yeah, we only need to update the vertical motion later on, so... If is on ladder, then... Oh, sorry, that's wrong. Vertical. So self.vy equals 0 and dy equals 0 as well. Alright, so what I'm hoping is that I can jump on it, I'll get stuck. I don't know what other motions will work, but whatever. So let's go over there. I haven't written the engine. I'm basically doing the opposite of what I did before. Okay, so that didn't work. Now, the reason it didn't work is probably more related to the collision stuff works. I suspect I'm returning the wrong tiles. That's almost certainly it. So if result has collided, then let's print to string tile. I have no idea what that is going to print out. Maybe nothing. But if I stand here... Oh, hang on. I've got too many windows open. So I'm not even making the assets because they're at the moment ripped off. Oh, I'm still printing out my sodding controller stuff. But, okay, so this is printing out. It's got a table. Yep, fair enough. Okay, good. So what do I need to do? For key comma value in pairs tile do and right, so print k dot. All right, and let's go and get rid of that other print. There we go. Oh, that's what you were talking about earlier, Zenris, with getting rid of the eye. Yeah, now I understand. Right. So we have this, and it's crashed because I'm having to drag windows open. All right. Well, I'll if I push right here. Interesting. It is printing stuff out. So let's go over here and see if it crashes. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's right. So I need to step into the tile again. I was printing out the wrong data, basically. Yes. Tile.tile. That's what I wanted to do. All right. Let's try that. I wasn't returning the tile structure directly. I was actually returning... what? Alright, let's bring this over. Okay. Move right. Okay, so what have we got? We've got... Yeah, look, we've got ID 0 and 1. So I actually suspect this will do something when we go over it. I'm not saying any of it will work correctly, but we should see some difference, and that's more than we can ever hope to dream of. Right. So, is it returning ID 0? Right, if I push right here, global ID 1, ID 0, pushing right up there, global ID 2, ID 1. I thought I was checking that. Self is on ladder. Oh, you prat. Right, let's try again for just another time. Come on, balls, get off me. There we go. Right, so I've now broken my vertical movement, and that's okay. That's okay. So what we'll do is... Yeah, if it's on the ladder, we're going to do that. So what do I need to do? Left and right. Sorry, let me think about this. You're attached to a ladder. Let's now think of the behaviors we want. If you're on a ladder, pushing up and down should move you on the ladder. That's correct. Moving left and right shouldn't work now. That's what I think. So if I get rid of that, so standard kind of conditions here. We'll just go and check that that works. I'm going to go and put something over this because I don't want to keep running over here. This is poor testing. So once I'm stuck, I should be stuck. Yeah, I can't move anywhere. That's good. Let's go back and... put something up here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ding 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 ding. All right, so I now need to. There's not actually any point to having that above it. This will be an interesting. Well, it's not going to be that interesting, but it's a test. Oh, I made a mistake there. Yeah, I need to click on that. I'm always making a mistake. Okay, so we're changing all of these to the, damn it, the other collision types. Right, export that. Walking away from the ladder should make you fall off. Well, potentially, it may be. Yeah, so left and right doesn't matter. That's what I was hoping would happen. There we go, we're stuck. Yeah, so I'm not convinced, because if it was a shooting game, you might want to hold right to be able to shoot right, and then jump, you would jump off or drop off. And so you might have, like, if you're pushing down and right, or just down when you press jump, then he drops down. If he pushes right while he jumps, then he jumps up and right or whatever and up. All those sorts of things. So I'm not convinced, but I definitely need to get him sliding up and down with up and down. Aim with the mouse. Whoa, that's like gameplay. Who the hell invited gameplay? Yeah, so I need to check up and down here. And potentially the up and down movement might take me away from the ladder. Might do. So let's have a look at this. I'm on a ladder. I know this because it says so. So what I should actually probably do is every frame I'm on a ladder is I should probably, like if we were to be able to update the level, like change some blocks and maybe the collision tiles as well. That's a very good point, Napoleon. Very good point. I hadn't thought about that, but that is, yeah, that is a great point. What was I saying? Yeah, because if we could change the level, you might be on a ladder, but if that ladder gets taken away from you, rather than you moving away from it, then we would want you to drop. I'm going to skip that for now, because we've got static worlds. Boo-hoo. So, what was I going to do? So, if we're looking at the vertical stuff, we're on a ladder. So, let's write this. Now, oh wow, this is something I just, this is great, and it's also awkward. There's some detail here involved with ladders and moving up and down. Yeah, that's pretty. So what I'm thinking is, let's see if I can draw it. Well, the answer is no, I can't draw it. Alright. This is your surface that you're stuck to. And these ones, they're all solid, but it's only these two that are sticky. The rest aren't. Right? They're just normal blocks. Now, in terms of usability, right? This game isn't going to have ladders. In terms of usability, if your player is stuck here, the question is what should happen once it moves down to, say, here, right? Because we're about to let go of our ladders. Does that mean he should stop moving down? Because are we working on the basis that you can only leave a ladder by pressing jump? Or would the game say, well, you've moved below the ladder, you should just drop straight off? Well, prohibiting is harder. So at the moment, ladders equals water, or is equivalent to water. Let's get it right. Well, falling is definitely easier right now. Definitely. So the is on ladder check, once we make that every frame, yeah, I'll shut up. Let me just do this test. Because I'm going to have to do something. Do I actually want? Do I want to repeat that, or because that will set dx and dy? Let me try running that. It might even work at the moment. The ladder needs to be buggy. Oh well, apart from getting up and down wrong, it works. Well done. But what we'll see is it's not taking any. Once you're stuck on ladder mode, it's not taking anything else into consideration. So I can now go up here. Yeah, pretty stupid. If input is down, so we'd have if not self dot is on ladder. We'll do that for the time being. Actually, I don't know. If self dot is on ladder, then so what we would probably want to do is self dot is on ladder equals false. But I'm not going to make you jump right now. Let me just see what happens with that. Okay, press jump and you're off it. Okay. Oh well, at least we can continue the. Ah, actually, let's just do this. Yeah, you'll jump off. We'll have you jumping off. Hey, that didn't work. No, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? It's because self can jump is not being set. Ah, interesting. So there we go. So what I'll do is have it so if you press down and jump, then you'll just plop down. Right. If input is down, input dot keys dot down, then self dot can jump equals false. Right. So we've got two ways to leave it. So if I stand here, if I press jump, he does that. Fair enough. And if I press down and jump, I've just dropped. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think that's right. Now the up and down, because I need to do this test. So what should happen here if I move up? So normally I would kind of prevent you moving up. I don't want to do anything too complicated like moving you around the corner, but maybe I should consider it. In fact, I should even have a think about how far the... I should probably even think about how far the extent of the ladder goes. So I'll show you what I mean by this. So we have a variety of choices here as for how far he can go, right? We can have it so that that's his maximum down point, where it's in line with the bottom of the ladder. We could have it where the top... So if it's moving down, that's the bottom... Sorry, the lowest point it could move is where the top is in line with that. So that's option number 2. Or you could have some kind of... It's in the middle somewhere. Which is kind of... yeah. What do you think, guys? Should they block... If that's the blocking line. I need the loo. I'll be back in a second, guys. Do Teasel cat. Hello Teasel's mum. Right, here we go. Let's see what you guys have written. Oh, massive verbal abuse. No, I'm joking. When the box moves 10 pixels past the bottom of the ladder, you should fall. Yeah, I don't like automatic falling. I'd store a reference of surrounding blocks each tick, so whenever you need to check blocks, just pick from there. I could do that. I'm being lazy at the moment. I'm not worried about optimization. Where the hands should be. Well, I think the easiest way is... So if we do something like this, you know, the hands aren't at the top, they're not necessarily at the bottom. What about moving up, right, guys? So we have the three options on moving up, and I'll do that in a different color. I'll make it smaller as well. So our three options for moving up would be that one. Would be that one, or it would be this one. So in terms of, the two I'm most interested in is this option or this option, right? And consistency. While I'm at it, I'm going to quickly go and make something awkward on the level. Teasel the cat, Teasel cat, Teasel cat, Teasel cat, Teasel cat, Teasel, Teasel cat. Oh. I'm just setting myself a harder case. Teasel, Teasel, Pusscat, Teasel is Teasely cat. Teasel, Teasel. Sods, did I just... Alright. So that's a harder case that I want to deal with as well. So the idea being that you'll automatically attach to either side. So if I was here... Okay, let's say... Oh, I'm stuck. Sod it. Sod that epsilon. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Yeah, we've got accuracy issues here. So I'm gonna fix it really quickly by doing that. Gotta chase them balls. Yeah. Yeah, so the idea being is that what we're working on now will be about him sticking. So I'm going to go for 50% of the way down. And on the up, it would be 50% here, right? And that's it, basically. And what we could do as well is if you were standing here, right? So ignore this bit here. But if you're standing here and you were to push right and that was a platform... Oh, in fact, why don't I go and push it over here? So getting climbing and that and feeling right, that's a really big deal, all right? So if I keep pushing up here, I would like it to stop about there, okay? But if I push left while in that position, it should know there's a gap for me to climb up at, and it will walk up and over. That seems entirely reasonable. But what I was setting up on the right hand side was the idea that if I know here I'm attached on the left, and then I move high enough that there's a ladder on my right, it should then attach to... I should stick to the ladder on the other side. Now, yeah. You are deciding to integrate PhysX. Well, I mean, PhysX won't help you solve your character control issues. It'll only make them worse. I promise you. Yeah. Look, we've already got some form of character control. It's just a bit rubbish. So I want to... How am I going to determine? Right, what I need to do is look... So the collision is returning a list of the tiles to the left, right? So at the moment... Well, no, I take it back, right? What I should do is every frame is check I'm on a ladder. And then I need to do a check on the side that I'm attached to a ladder. So I need to store which side I've got a ladder on. Or I need to check both, right? Because of that condition I said where you're moving up and there's a ladder on the left and there's a ladder on the right. And then I need to check if... well, I need to check... No, I don't. I just need to do the collisions, store the results, and then based on whether players move up or down... Now, they have an inbuilt character collider with collide and sweep stuff. I guess I could just look in how they're doing it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good. I mean, customizing those things ends up being pretty hard. So, yeah. There be dragons kind of thing. So what I should probably do... I wonder if I'm able to return... When I'm doing the collision, it would be useful to return... Which each tile, is it above or below my center point? In fact, I think that would solve everything. I think that would. So when we're doing checks to the left, we're doing checks to the left and return where the block is in relation to the center point. All right. That'll work, that'll work. Tile collider. So, we only want this for X motion, because we're only worrying about sticking to the left and right. Oh, okay, Napoleon. Yeah, you know better than me, that's cool. Right, so when we insert these tiles... So, is above player. In fact, this is probably going to be... What's the better way of putting it? How do I... I'm trying to think of a good way of saying this, and it's more than it is above player, because there's three states. It's not just is above player or is below player. It's is above player, is below player, or is kind of on the side. Oh gosh, I'll draw it. Thanks for following, Putty Put. So we've got three situations here. If that's our block on the left. And I'm trying to think of what to call these. I mean, it is actually a kind of three states. Yeah, well, they're all kind of adjacent, but I mean, that might be the best word for it. So we've got this where it's kind of full on. So this one is where the center point is above. And then there's the one below. But between these two extremes, we've got whatever this is, basically. So that's above. That's below. And then this is, yeah, adjacent. Within, yeah. So is the tile within the player, or is the tile below the player, or is the tile above? So we would actually end up with, I don't mind doing this longhand, is below player. Oh, is within player. I genuinely don't mind having all three for what should be an enum. I suppose I could actually adjacents. Above, below, within. No, let's actually do it as an enum type. Remembering, unlike last time, to actually give them numbers. He can be taught. Alright. Adjacent. Can't with a better name than that. So I'll just mark it all within. And then I basically do need to work out. That's correct. Kind of adjacent might actually be the right word. It's above, below, aligned, side by side, that sort of thing. I'll stick with within until someone comes up with a better word. It won't confuse me yet, if there's any ambiguity. Right. Alongside. That's probably closer. Right, so how do I work this out? Well, I need to know the center point. Okay, so let's do a check here. So if right. So I need to know the player initial Y. Oh, sod bags. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Compare it to initial y. Right, so if initial y, because this is checking x, so if the initial y, which is the center, is less than tile y times pixels per meter, then else if then tile result dot adjacent equals self dot adjacent dot below. It's below the player. Right, so now I've got to do if initial y is greater than the bottom or equal to, we'll actually do that. So tile y plus 1 times pixels per meter, then above. So this is when this says the tile is below or above the player. Otherwise it's marked as alongside. Now, assuming that logic's not correct, not wrong, always slightly dodgy, we can start doing stuff here. So what I need to do to allow players to move up or down is so I'm going to check. So for now, just check to the left. So I'm going to put in local left check, left ladder check equals, and we'll take tile collider attempt X. So we're going to take its current position and we're going to move it how many units, how many pixels? Is it pixels? No, it's not, it's meters. So we'll do minus 0.1. We're just going to check a few, and this is only when we're already on the ladder, right? So there you go. Right, so needs to check if there is a ladder block alongside. If not, can't move up or down. So we'll try that. Okay, so local can move. Oh, well, we'll have to. If there's one alongside. Oh, hello. There needs to be one alongside or above. Can move up equals false. Local can move down equals false. 4, tile in I pairs. Left ladder check dot tiles do add. Right, so if tile dot adjacent equals, oh, is it really called? Okay, well, we'll do it that way. Where was it? Tile collider dot adjacents dot alongside. Then if that's the case, then both of these can become true. Now this actually isn't that accurate, right? When I paused a few minutes ago and go, oh, there's a problem. This is the problem, and it's really hard for me to articulate because I'm still kind of fudging it in my head. But yeah, then can move up equals true. I think I'm getting this wrong, actually. You know what? Right. Yeah, I'm suddenly umming and erring about my my logic there. Thomas the programmer, adjoining, neighbouring, next door to, abutting, close to, near to, next to, by, close by the side of, bordering, beside. Beside would have been a good short one. Besides. Notice it didn't have alongside. Ah. Right, let's try running that. No, player.84. Why is that complaining? Can I not do compound assignments? No, apparently you can't. Didn't know that. Alright, so I should, yeah, I can move. Oh, I can't move down. I've bodged something up. But I can't move up there. So that part of it's, the up is okay. But yeah, I've ballsed something up. Oh, I'm also supposed to check if tile dot tile, which is pretty stupid. I agree. Let's get rid of that. I don't want to print it. That's what I need. If tile.tile.id is 1. Sorry, I shouldn't be checking for just anything. Because obviously it's only if the tile is sticky. And we would have something better than that. Tile dot is ladder or something like that. But this half works, which is, I suppose, getting somewhere. Yeah, it's not letting me move down. It's an interesting one that I'm checking moving up and down. The idea is that you can only be half across, but when you actually attach to it, that's not true. So there you go. I'm actually attached at the bottom there, which actually isn't a valid condition for staying on the ladder. So that's pretty stupid. Why is that not working? Let me go back to my diagram. Huh. Not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Do you have to do is equivalent to 1? Sorry, yeah, that's the... Yeah, no, sorry, ID1 is for the sticky stuff. Because I don't want to... So these are my collision tiles. And non-sticky are ID0 and sticky are ID1. So yeah, because I don't want to include non-sticky ones into the adjacency test. Yeah. Because a non-ladder block makes no impact on whether you can stay sticking and move up and down or not. But yeah, it's something just not working. If initial Y is less than tile Y, then self. That does look correct to me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm going to print some stuff out. Can't you just do if tile.id, that should return 1? If it's true even with that is equivalent to... Yeah, I mean, I could do is it a non-zero or whatever, but I kind of don't... I don't think that's quite right. I mean, apart from the fact we'll change this into an enum or a range, and the tile will have a is ladder flag. But because things can be nil as well, I'm a bit wary that things can be truthy or falsy in Lua, same as JavaScript to a degree. Actually, JavaScript's a bit more complicated, but yeah, I'd rather be explicit for the time being. Basically, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, you could. What you've said is valid. Ugh. How do I want to do this? Alright, only if I'm trying to move down, I will print out all of these. Right, let's see what it's doing. So I'm pushing down now. Actually, what I want to do... What do I want to do? I need... oops. If I don't print out the index, I don't know how many I'm colliding with because of how it was printing out, so that was a bit silly. Instead of using tons of variables like can move X, Y, Z, why didn't you use sets? Yeah, you can use sets, tables and stuff. Yeah, I'm just choosing not to because I'm not making any big decisions about this at the moment. This is all kind of bodgily written. Right, so it's saying I'm only touching one tile. Oh, I should have checked from the X and the Y. That's interesting. So my collision is not returning. Yeah, I'm never returning two tiles. So that's wrong. So let's go and have a look and see what's happening here. Let's look at the tile collider. Right, you silly prat. I put that in the wrong place. It was quitting out at the first tile that it collided with when it was moving horizontally. Vertically, I'm sure it's the same actually, so let's go and do that. And that was wrong. That was wrong like a dong. Maybe not. Love 2D does use box 2D. Yes, it does. Alright, so this is probably better. There we go. Phew. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out this function that checks the collision result for ladders adjacent to it to see whether it can be sticky. And then I'll use that when it comes to determining if I'm actually first sticking to a ladder. Because as you can see, I've hit my goal of not allowing you to move up or down. But yeah, if... yeah, I'm now stuck there, which is a bit silly. So it's like, yeah, you gain an advantage... So, this will also allow me to do checks to the left and right, jump up and down. So he says. Right, yeah. How am I going to do this? Equals check for ladder. Now, ha ha ha. No, it does need to be a result. So that's valid, but that's not actually saying if it's valid to move up or down as well. That's only saying now. So this kind of needs to return 3 results. Can it move up? Can it move down? Check for ladder motion. That's interesting. Oh, this returns alongside, above and below. Oh, damn it. Alongside, above, below. Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool. Oh no, that's not quite right because it's using the wrong one of those. Right. Where are we? What have I just missed? I am missing total random stuff. First, I can unpause here. Does X-Force still hang here? I haven't seen him for a while. I assume the poor guy's busy. I mean, I'm hoping he's happy, right? That would be the good thing. Yeah, it's sad because people have come and go. Yeah. I hope they're alright. I do miss people. They don't miss me. Rejection is hard. Sometimes Teasel won't sit near me, and then I sob for days. Right. Now, what's interesting about this is when I did my check for is on ladder can jump, What I really need to do, if return has collided, is then do this. And then if alongside, I'm hoping that works. Hey, what do I know? No, player lure 80. Yep, don't need that. Alright, so our general collision is still working. That's good. Hey! Shit. Oh, poo sticks. Oh no, I'm being a prat. Okay. It's because, yeah, it's a type. It shouldn't really be being passed around with, yeah. Do 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 do. Right, so the big deal here is that if I jump and hold, yeah, okay, so that's the lowest point that I could attach myself. That's good. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Right, so what I wanted to do now was make it so that it would do checks to the left and right. Now it's not doing it correctly here, so I can't move. Right, brilliant. For now, just check to the left. Oh, hello. Well, I'll probably chat to her. I'm glad you've reminded me. So we need to do a left ladder check and a right ladder check. Ah, wow. So we'll do this. And we'll do a right ladder check. So we'll have or above R, below L or below R. There we go. That should be okay. So has this affected me on the left? Nope. Cool. So let's go over here. Now what I'm hoping is with the two things on either side, I should be able to just keep moving up. All right, so we've got that. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, man, look at that. And obviously we've got sticky head. Hello, Varens. Yeah, I am taking a break from diorama. I've driven myself fairly insane a bit. Alright, so that looks alright. That's good. Das ist gut. I am happy. I am not German. We seem to have a problem in that I can jump as many times as... I'm not sure why hitting my head has allowed me to jump. There's clearly something a bit AWOL there. Yeah, so it's something about dropping that's allowing you to jump once. So I can jump off there. Oh, hang on. What? What? Alright, I don't know. There's a bug. All right, so apart from this, there's clearly I'm not resetting the jump. Oh, hello. Why on earth is that being reset? There's some weird stuff going on there. Don't know what it is. I wonder if... Well, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I suspect I'm not clearing the is on ladder flag. Let's have a look. No, is on ladder is false. Self can jump. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a Zenris. Let's have a look. Oh, did I make the physics? No, I'm using... Well, there's physics in it, which is what these balls are. But I'm separating the player physics completely because I just couldn't get the control I wanted in Force 2D. So I'm writing my own collision routines and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it does interact, not correctly. It goes wrong in any number of ways, but yeah. Do 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 do. I might drop that. To be honest, I'm actually, yeah, I'm pleased with that. Pleased with that. Where's my Y check? If dy is not 0, if you make the player unable to move while head sticking, you will have a wear a land style controller spiked helmet. Oh yeah, I remember that. I'm unable to jump. Damn it. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, that's it. I need to jump away from the ladder. Yeah, okay, that's it. Fixed. So what we could do as well is when you jump off a ladder is prevent you from sticking for a while. So we're jumping on a ladder. Self dot. Can't disable ladder duration equals we'll do half a second or something. Whatever, yeah, something long enough to allow people to take their finger off the key. So we need to do a check there whenever it is on ladder. Do 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 do. Self dot. Oh, what was it? Disable ladder, right. So we need to subtract that. Thanks Will50, thanks for following. Math.max 0, that. Cap it. Alright, let's try that. Right, so The reason I just did that was because if you stuck to a ladder and if I push left and jump, what was happening was as soon as I press jump, I'd jump on the next. It wouldn't change me vertically at that point. And then I would immediately, because I'm still holding the left button, it would check that I'm stuck to a ladder and then it would negate the jump. So what I've done now is that timer means that I can quickly press jump and I will succeed to the jump and I will not stick to a ladder for that long. And you could make it a bit better in that when you jump, you don't stick only to the direction you're facing or whatever. There's some weird physics going on there. Yeah, that is weird. So I'm holding against the wall and that is quite weird. A Lua stream. Yeah, I kind of flick between languages. That's interesting. Why is my jump in some situations not going like that? Why did that jump not go up? That's weird. That's acting. Hang on. What's going on here? That's suggesting that self can jump is still false. If I put that to 0, do I get the old behavior back? No, it looks like it's still going wrong. Oh, there's some other quirk. Do you know what I should do? I should print out I should print out the player that can jump. Interesting. Probably in player draw, I would guess. And now I've just realised that's not going to be right at the front, is it? Alright, so we have... Thanks for that, Mr. Thanks for that text. Yeah, I probably do need to move that, yes. Alright, so p.canjump, p.is on ladder. Hooray! Do. No, because I kind of want you guys to see it as well. So can jump when I'm jumping, that's fine. Right, can jump. Ah, so moving up and down. Did you see that? My can jump changed. It's true. And then if I move down, it's gone false. Oh well, let's go. It's definitely the can jump is going false. So that's good. And it'll be this one. If dy does not equal to 0, yeah, that's I think that's it. Hello, Total Random Stuff. Yep, wall climbing. Alright, yeah, so, yeah, there we go. We've got the old behaviour back. And I've got rid of my double jump issue. Cool. Alright, but, I mean, like, I've done this, what, and a bit of physics, a bit of collision detection in a day, right? Or how long's the stream been going? Oh, that's not it. Can you jump if you hit the roof? Not anymore. At least I don't think so. Let's go and check, Whiteland. You can stick to it, but I don't think you can jump on the way down. No, so can jump. Oh, did you see that? Can jump did twitch there. Yeah, no, I think I know why it twitched, but yeah, ultimately no is the answer. I think that's pretty good. The other thing might be is if you're jumping off a ladder, is will only give you half. Yeah, if self can jump, if local was on ladder equals that. So we can change, and this kind in a physicsy way, like I'm jumping quite high, but if I'm attached to a wall, I should only be able to jump a little bit. That kind of makes sense. Enough to get over that lip. Maybe a bit more than that, that's a bit stingy, isn't it? But enough to make it sizable that jumping off ladders is a... Yeah, that'll do. Oh, it was uptime, 3 hours. So in 3 hours, I've put in collision and wall jumping and yeah. And I'm covering the situations. I am using box 2D as well. Only for the balls against the player and the balls against the world. For the player against the world, I'm writing all my own stuff. Oh, something just jutted there. I don't know what that was. Do 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 do. So in the future, this kind of jumping. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, it's because I put the disable ladder duration. That's it. I wanted that back up. Yeah. So no, I'm doing my own stuff as well. There we go. So that's disabled bit. That shows 0.2 seconds means I could climb like that. So that's obviously a pro tactic, is to jump quickly. Right. What shall we do now? What's good? What's exciting? Don't know. Help me, guys. What should I do next? We've got the parallax. That's clearly not that important at all. I should have. I should change the rendering order because the ball really should go behind this. And I'm going to change the player's colour as well because it's just rubbish. Where does it draw it in yellow? Do 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 do. There we go. How does pink show up? Yeah, you like your pink. Actually, let's make this white and the balls a different colour. Whoa, that wasn't quite what I was expecting. I forgot to I should actually put that back. Oh, you can't see them anymore. Rubbish. There you go. Now it's water. Are they coming back, or do they just end up... Yeah, they do eventually. Gosh, there's almost gameplay like ferret push the water up. Oh, it doesn't work, does it? So I need to draw him. Oh, that's juddering badly. Why is that juddering? Oh, suddenly it seems smooth again. I do need to draw him behind this, so I need to change the order I'm drawing this stuff in. I'm not sure that's going to fix it because of my layers. There we go. That's the classic hidden thing. Well, I mean, I find this is kind of, yeah, it's kind of a sad lesson of stuff because I'm far more enjoying what I'm doing here. I'm actually doing something on the feel of the game. I just noticed tearing. Let's have a look. What's total random stuff got? Yeah, it's tearing there, but yeah. Actually, that doesn't look like tearing so much. That looks a bit strange. Look. Oh, maybe that's the way it's captured, but that is weird. It's got a zigzag. Oh, did I just close the other thing? Right. Well, first of all, I'm actually going to... Let's put 500 spheres on. Let me just see if it can handle that. Chaos is setting in. Actually, let me release them quicker than that. You know what? Sometimes I'm heavily impressed by things. Well done, normal mont. No, it's still running at 60 frames a second. Yep, that is truly correct. What you probably should do is, so the water particles that are higher up, you would add a force to jitter them, so they might actually end up. But yeah, it's 60 frames a second. It doesn't look like it on my stream, does it? No. Well, that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm just needlessly playing around. Why am I so amused by this? Is it because it's actually freaking cool? Alright, so size 1 and 500 times more. No. Well, I had to give them quite a lot of not bounce. Well, bounciness, yeah, to try and spread them out. They tend not to settle too well. I mean, that's what it's clearly showing, right? All right. Well, let's go up to 5,000. Still at 60. Surely it's going to drop out at some point. Oh, is that dropping out? It is, and it is. Yeah, okay. Suddenly we've hit critical. Okay, lure is not the language for this. All right. We'll go back. We'll go back to 100 because we don't actually need this. But that's still kind of cool. There we go. Right. That'll do me. That still makes me happy, even though it's not quite so insane. Right. What were we saying? So, I would thought Factorio was cool and how many things it rendered. Yeah. Yep. Right, what were we saying about things to do next? As Enris was saying, double jump, jump off walls, forces a slight push away from them, bouncy tile. Bouncy tile. Well, yeah, I mean, high jumping tiles, right? I might actually make it so that sticking on that head is probably not going to happen. I don't know. Or we have it optionally, right? Dung, ticka dung, ticka ticka dung. I'm actually at a bit of a loss because this went better than expected. So I don't actually know what to do. Oh yeah, camera stuff. Or we could do pickups or something. I don't know. Obstacles map. So we've still got the issue of like that doesn't disappear and stuff, but yeah, I mean Lua's performance isn't going to be great, and all of this access across the language barrier isn't going to be exactly fast. Oh, add weapons. There's nothing to shoot. One thing that we don't have at the moment, that's a classic of kind of these kind of games, is platforms that you can jump up through. So like take this for example, this block here. This could be something you can jump up through, but you don't drop down automatically through. So that interests me. So I'm actually going to go and do that now. And so I will change this collision to be, this is collision ID 2. So I will paint, no, I just need to paint the top one. So I really should look into adding a new tile set. So let's have a look. No, I can't be bothered because I'd actually have to draw one. Lazy. I just see dynamic maps not possible with this. What do you mean by dynamic? We can always poke and prod things. Absolutely we can. So I can change any tile dynamically. I'm not sure if my collision stuff, or like if my player's standing here and I put a block over him, who knows how it's gonna respond. Dynamically generated, I could do, but to what end is that? I want to get something that's nice to handle, nice to hold. But if you break it, consider it sold. I hate that passive aggressive stuff. Breakable walls, yeah. Let me have a look at this first. So this is going to be solid, depending on the direction of travel. Okay. So let me have a look. Tile collider. So on the attempt Y, if tile and tile, right, so now we need to do bool is up. If tile dot ID does not equal 2 or not is up, then right, well, that's now solid, except we have the problem that I can't get there. So let's actually start me. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? How do I do this? Do. Oh, no. Select objects. Okay, so if we move the start down here. Alright, so that gives me one opportunity to see if I can jump up and through it. Okay, Sierra Zenris. I probably only got another half hour doing this. Right, so I'm starting down here. Yeah, so I can jump through it. It's one way only. That's exactly what I wanted, right? I now have no way of going back down it, but that's where crouching comes in, right, guys? Let's have a look and show the potential of love 2D. You can make a 2D side scroll with dynamically generated levels to complete. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit wary about that because I don't think that would interest me. So the idea of creating random levels, randomly generated levels, that's something I can do. Making randomly generated levels that are challenging to solve and working out optimum times and that really doesn't. Like the what was the mining game? Oh, I can't remember. By Derek Derek Yu. What was it called? You know the one I mean, anyway. So let's put crouch in. Whee, for crouch. Right. Actually, I'll commit that first. Git commit. Ladder climbing works. Blue Steel 3. Thanks for following. Spelunky, yeah. So making levels for Spelunky doesn't massively interest me. Not really, I'm afraid. I'm getting a bit hot and sweaty, so I'm going to go and get undressed. No, I'm lying. You're lucky. I'm just going to go and have a wash and get rid of this manky smell. Smell? Feel. Back in a sec. Teasel cat. Actually, change of plan, guys. I'm going to head off in 5 minutes, I'm afraid, because I need to go to bed and get in a routine of going to bed early. So, in a week's time, I'm doing Tough Mudder, and that starts early in the day, and I got things to do. Let me just catch up with your comments. And he said, yeah, the map editor is cool and stuff, but it's just an excuse for not making a procedural generator. And I was like, what generator in the world can make an interesting platform level? Also, if you have a story, how would you incorporate it into generator to make sense? Well, one of the games I've kickstarted, let me just go and find it, has procedurally generated levels. I can't remember what the hell it's called because because I'm rubbish. I think it was something to, it wasn't Owlboy, was it? Eagle Island, that's it. Eagle Island. Let's go and have a look. I can't remember anything about it. Eagle Island. Demo available. Oh, okay. Right, let's go and have a look at this. So I funded this on Kickstarter. Who knows? Maybe I've even got the demo. This is, anybody who knows me should immediately know why I funded this. Because, thanks Roiku. Because of, I love the graphics and it's blocky and stuff. He's got parallax and everything. He must be genius. Hello Linen Gens 729. Sorry, I'm heading off in a minute. So this game is clearly a platformer, blah, 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 standard kind of retro look, which I do love. I love the joy in it, the bright colours. But it's procedurally generated. Some bits of it aren't, some are. If this has got a... Oh, hang on a sec, he had water. What a git. It's cute looking, isn't it? Owl in the face. Yeah, so that's one of the problems with 2D stuff is that big stuff, that's not actually that dramatic. In 3D it can be, because you can get a better sense of scale. Said there was a demo. Why? Why did it say there was a demo on Kickstarter? Well, I didn't like that, did it? Demo download. I'm going to have a look at this now before I head off. Hopefully. Hopefully. Where is it? 127 days old. Oh gosh. That water is so good. Yeah, I mean, the water there is, it's like, if I was going to custom write a little water bit for a static piece of water and not have it actually, like the physics are local, right? It's just a line and it takes impacts and stuff. And that's okay. It's it's a very bounded problem. It's a small area. The water level doesn't look like it's changing height or anything. It's kind of purely a graphical effect. If you were to start trying to make that a big effect, then you would struggle. Don't save. Right. What's the betting this works, but not on my center monitor, which is the one that I stream from? Seeing as no game correctly. It's mono game, so all of you there. Right, let's have a look. It's good. Come on. Run. Run. I'm looking for a window. Can't see one. That doesn't seem to have worked. There you go. Theme, seaside, environment, inside. Okay, that's brilliant. That didn't work, did it? Not at all. Why not? Let's run it again. That's not working. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Flipping. Oh, it must be, it's XNO. It's probably compiling the whole project the first time. Eagle Island is a game I've backed, but it's got nice graphics, and we're talking about procedural levels, and it's got that as well. So, X, jump, C, attack, Z, switch, feather. A and D is quick switch, feather. Oh, okay. Enter map. Yeah, all right. I'll just get it wrong. Come on, guys. That's cute. Hey, Secret of Mana menu. Secret of Mana menu. Right, how do I jump? Apparently I don't. Oh, it's X, you prat. Take that. I'm not sure if that's a very kind thing to do, to like throw your owl. Like if I threw Teasel at everything that annoyed me, she'd probably phone up her friends in the government and report me. Right, oh, we get to see the water. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at really here. Am I taking damage off that? I don't know. Throwing Teasel. No. Ah, so right, so that diagonal throw is almost impossible on the keyboard. I certainly... Did he stick to... Oh, yeah. So he's got that sort of edge stick thing there. Yeah. So it's kind of like what I've got, except his actually is better and it's in a game and it works and the guy hasn't spent 2 years on diorama. So, yeah. There you go. Some sort of procedural map, I think. Anyway, what do you guys think? This is cute. I'm going to have to finish up, but I'm glad I've looked at this. I might get the controller attached and have a look. I think I'm probably going to start streaming quite regularly in the evenings. I say that because I'm enjoying myself, right? That makes life easy. But I really like the look of this. I would absolutely pay to have an artist create artwork like this. Maybe less owls and more teasels, but we can but hope. So there's a cool thing. Oh, okay, so we know a couple of things here. Okay, so gosh, this is quite interesting. This is quite interesting. So each level one. So traditionally in these games, when you move from one room to another, i.e., signified by a big scrolling lock, there is a better name for it, but it's locking the scrolling. It moves it from one room to another. Then normally it resets them, but you can see from those little floating things that isn't what's happened. It's actually storing the state of the room rather than resetting it. Now that's okay for creatures killed, but for incidental graphics I am surprised by that. Anyway, so look, and this goes back, do you remember me saying about what I like in games is kind of coming alive? Well, if we have a look here, what have we got? I mean, okay, this screen wasn't perfect, but we've got bits of grass there going. The bird's always flying, and there were those things that flew up. It's little touches that make it look a bit nicer. It's got a nice colour palette. So what I would class as the art direction is pretty good. It's not just spritey graphics without love and attention. This is pretty good. Use gems to launch elemental attacks. No, you can't make me. You just can't make me. Whoa! Whoa! Something... Whoa! Well, I don't think I've ever been so attacked. Come on, let's leave you behind, Owl. It looks like... Is the player getting lit up by the torches? There's some kind of lighting going on there. Like the previous game you streamed. There's something there. In the full game, these will be quick warp statues. Yeah, likely story. No, it probably is. Trustworthy. But this is nice looking. Reveal all unvisited areas on the map. I don't know what I'm pressing here, but alright. Yep, so there you go. That's the whole map. You've got to have a map in Metrovania. So, I've immediately fallen in love with this tile set and the character graphics, and I am 100% jealous. Oh yes, give me gems. Oh! Well, so what have we found? Well, why did that disappear? I can't even crouch, so I'm not sure. I did destroy it. I did make that, didn't I? Okay, well, if I did destroy that, nothing's come of it. I thought that was a flat wall when I came in. Let's have a look. Nothing feels out of place. It's pretty nice, and it's interesting because it does look like that's 3D lighting. Let's have a look. Well, let's have a look. So the front of him is lit there. If I turn around, his back is lit. Yeah, so I mean, that's not a hard effect to do, but it's certainly a... Oh, I did get something from it. Thank you, WG25. Sounds like Jodie's wrestling a crockery cupboard. Here's hoping. And yeah, so it's got lighting effects that simply have never existed. So that character has probably got a bump map on it, and it's being lit. And that's nice. Oh, look, I've just realised the grass that waves actually is affected as you run past it. So the direction you run past it, the little grass is bending. These are cute, cool things. Iolo Avatar. Thank you for following. And Gamer76261 and following. Thank you very much. So, but what's quite nice is that it still does kind of feel like a SNES era game, even though there is far more sophisticated stuff going on. Compass. Reveal all unopened treasure chests on the map. Whoa, there's like chests and everything. Right, can I go through this? Doesn't look like I can. Okay, so I'm guessing I get some kind of things. But, you know, there's water there. There's little bubbles rising up. You know, it's a shame that there isn't the leaves kind of moving in the background. But this is a great example of what I would like to do. And to take the richness even further. He's got slopes. Damn him. Damn him to hell. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I kickstarted this because not everything I've bought on Kickstarter has actually been good. Look at that little cute frog. I missed the frog. Sorry, mate. Oh, did I already come here? I think I did. Yeah, I did. It's so funny because in the old days on the SNES era hardware, all parallax scrolling that was handled in hardware because it just couldn't render enough. And nowadays, obviously, you can chuck this stuff out. Oh, look, there's a little bird. It's buried its head in the sand. Oh, yeah, there's a little frog. All right. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, do I have gems? I don't really know. Oh, I didn't realise, but I had different owls. That's nice. Everyone needs a different owl. In your face, owl boy. Yeah, I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just killing everything. Because owls are there to be saved, but the rest of the nature's bounty of flora and fauna is to be abused at our leisure. That kind of parallax stuff is one of the few situations which I do bilinear filtering in a pixel game. Well, I'm not convinced. There are other ways of doing it, I think. I would always keep the linear filtering. Oh, okay. So when you lose life, that is a seriously big effect. That shocked me actually. Let's go and die and see what happens. Oh, that's it. It's insta-kill. Roguelike. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. It's restarted. Well, I'm still going to go to bed now. That... oh, I could have done that. Well done. Sorry, guys. I should have done that earlier. This is great, and I'm glad I'm able to see it and use it to kind of communicate. Not necessarily the exact style with that cutesy kind of character, but this kind of richness is great. It's really good. All right, guys. Oh, I can't do that. Thank you for watching. Let's go and see who else is around. Who shall I host? Because it is such an awe-inspiring responsibility. William Cheer. Oh, gosh, I need to talk to him, but I can't do it because I need to run off. So I'm going to host William Cheer. He's a great guy. He's doing something that I haven't, which is actually see a project through to fruition. Thanks for watching, guys. You can follow me on Twitter and Discord if you really want. But yeah, cheers, guys, and be nice to William Cheer. He's a good guy. Thanks for watching. See you, guys.